asking. Here we go.
That should go through to. There we go. Right, it's gone live. You're not even at your chair. What's that? What's that? What a weird ratio. Why have I got you on like widescreen? That can't be right. Ah, that's right. Hey, what's up, Nolan? I haven't even had a chance to put it in the Discord yet. In fact, I'm still setting the stream up. Noma's in the stream. Sorry, Dr. Noma is in the stream.
Noma is in the stream. What is the stream?
On YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
Yes.
It is? Alright then. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're live.
Can't duplicate a source, really? Oh, you can. You just have to copy and paste it.
Hello, people in the stream. Hello, Moricato. Hello, Expansion. Hello, Matthew Wexler. Does the game have create your own character? Sort of. It's it will have customization, but we're still not sure about what extent of that is gonna be.
I mean, you've got to be able to, right? Sure.
You're clipped on the edge of the screen.
My face? What, like my face is clipped? What's up, Noma? What's up, Mortago? What's up, Expansion? What's up, Wexler?
It's watching now. Alright.
Let's do it. What? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I'm glad we can be of service. Hopefully, the chat between us and the stream should be a bit better this time because I've set the latency down. I'll do that to close this game. Hope you realise the sacrifices I'm doing for the stream as well, Daddy. I'm gonna have to close my game.
Yeah. Exactly.
I was doing some AFK stuff on the game on the side, but I can't do that stream and run on the reel. It's too much.
Anyway.
This game. Look at a garden. So how are we tonight? I need to actually share the stream on our Discord. Ah, I didn't change the thumbnail. Did that in a sec. All the I didn't. God, I done such a bad job setting up the stream. I didn't change the title. I didn't change the thumbnail.
Where did they go? It disappeared in favor of a slice of Discord.
Oh, yeah, you did. I forgot that's how I got that set up. I'm picking my shitty GIF. Where's the Kyber GIF? There it is. So what were you? You were stream 84 earlier. Okay. So this will be stream 85.
$79. You're like
No, 85.
five
Yeah,
behind.
yeah, I know. I'm updating it. Gotta make a new thumbnail. I hope you get better soon, Noma. Yeah, it's a good expansion. Not too bad. I'm a bit frazzled. I was like, yeah, I'll start the stream and then I'll set it up afterwards, and that's frazzled me. Five. Change to. There we go. And now we just pretend it was set up correctly to begin with. Pretend I'm a professional. What was I doing? Oh, no, I was doing. I can't have the chat on the far right, my right hand monitor, because I never see it. I need to put it on the left side. It's long, but right. Are we planning on adding ray tracing? Hell yeah. We're planning to go way above and beyond ray tracing. With photogrammetry and stuff, we're going to try and make it look like the real world. But yeah, ray tracing will be in it. Or actually, no, we might end up using Unreal's Lumen, because that's pretty sick, to be fair. I suppose it's kind of ray tracing. 15. Alright, but I can't. Okay, let's go to 40. Let's go 250. Let's be generous. But yeah, we're not going for like a stylized art style per se. I think we're going for real gritty and street real. You have to set custom POV camera angle.
Ha 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 ha
Oh.
ha. Ha ha
I
ha.
imagine they're going to be curated because we've got Dado who loves a cinematic camera, doesn't really like you breaking it. So I imagine they'll be curated. Hey, what's up, RTA?
Did you hear my laugh?
I did hear your laugh.
I just
I
make
mean,
sure.
I will.
You know how much I love my. Like you
He-
say the right word, yeah. Curated, yeah.
I will admit, I will always be fighting to have some degree of control over it. I've already lost half of that battle, but I'm resigned to try and have like maybe 3 different distances of created camera angles. So you can pick between different distances. Yeah, see?
Sounds awful, awful. You will all be
Fine.
converted into
I'm interested. Fine.
B. James Cameron.
Oh, nice.
You say to James Cameron, "Oh, can I have another angle of the,
Yeah,
of the
but a
water?"
film's not like a live interaction experience.
Doesn't matter. I want to be James Cameron.
I mean, also there'll be some sort of replay edit of filming type tool, so I guess you can have
Yeah,
control
that
over the
is.
camera then.
Yeah, yeah. That is totally
That's going to be fun as
sensible.
hell. I'm gonna start working on that.
Yeah. My last piece of work that I did for Need for Speed was the camera editor. It was rubbish. Total.
Right, but that means our one's going to be amazing because you've learned from it.
Amazing. I always been a camera geek, so um,
I'm surprised you
yeah.
never went into filmmaking.
Well, I did, but my results were, let's say, questionable.
Is there anything out there we can see?
Well, it was pre-internet, so I have some videotapes at home of my movies that I shot when I was up to 18-ish.
We are definitely.
No,
When I come down to London for the point one celebration drinks, you've got to bring a couple of those tapes in the VCR player.
yeah, but I left it at my mom's place in Italy, so I don't have that.
For sure.
Maybe have some like I did also some skateboarding videos as well.
That's cool. First person cool because it looks like GoPro. Yeah, I think third person's going to be the primary camera, but I'd imagine we will have an option to flip into some sort of GoPro because that makes for some cool
Yeah.
cinematic shit. But
Oh
third
yeah,
person's going to be the primary.
yeah. The GoPro camera is definitely gonna be there. No questions. Yeah.
It's just going to be slightly adjust the zoom of third person, close or further away. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I'm going to fight for because I've already lost the battle for complete control over a camera. So I'm going to fight for some minor control over. Just see Dad put his head in his hands.
No earring. I'm not hearing any of that.
Talking like head in hands. I watched that clip that David clipped. I think it was of the vaults, and from last night's stream. I didn't realise it was the bit where I was trying to think. So I took my headset off and I plugged my ears, and I was just like that for like the whole clip because I was trying to think. Ah, no. That's wrong. By the way, let us know if the audio's messed up between me and Dad or anything. I think it's alright, but it seems like it is right though. It's just a sharp call pin. You think there's going to be a cinematic mode? Cinematic's the default.
How is what? Norma? Hoid. Alright.
Leave my boy
COVID is.
alone. Leave my boy alone. He's getting his ass kicked right now.
I don't know if it was some English slang that I'm not aware of. but then he wrote good, so I think it was COVID writing on the keyboard there.
Its type just blacked out for a second. Well, that seems very sharp.
But we have some cinematic shots, right? David posted a very nice clip, a super cool cinematic shot. So cinematic shots are definitely in.
That cinematic of him shimmying around the walls. So.
That's cool. That is the camera movement that I would like to see. But I really think that I've been saying this forever, and but nobody ever listened to me in the game industry. But I think you need to put a lot of effort in the camera system, because you can achieve a level of immersion which is way more than what is currently in, just by working on some good cameras. It's like, and this is why I'm reluctant to give the player like total camera control, because I think you can really, even in an interactive experience like a video game, I think a good camera direction will really elevate the experience of playing. I really, really believe so.
I do see what you're saying. I think it's great for moments, though. I think on the more like, especially if you're trying to prep a complicated line, something like that, I think the more control you have of your camera, the better you can prep complicated stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it won't work for hyper competitive games. Like if you have esports tournaments and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, you want to have like 100% control of every single millimeter of the thing, but for an experience like this, I don't know. It just to me it just feels too geeky.
Yeah, I say I am geeky. And I'm glad
Thank
I could help.
No problem with that.
Yeah, I'm glad we could help. Anytime you've got questions, feel free to ask. See, Clive's on my side. What's up, Clive? My man.
No, he's on my side.
Why is that? I know, he's saying you need different camera angles for movement and flow.
Yeah, controlled by me.
This is a cinematic dictatorship.
Yeah.
Why is this not getting picked up?
Go James Cameron or go home.
What? Just try to bump this up. Try to learn anything you can. Nah, that's fair, dude. It's the best way you can learn. Watch what other people do and try to break it down and reverse engineer. Work out why. It's an excellent, like, reverse engineering is an invaluable mental exercise. Okay, and then I'll mark that in, and that's fine.
No middle ground. This is a dictatorship in camera cinematics. I will not fall.
Nah, Dado doesn't like an option, like a middle ground option to do both. I think that counts as losing in his head.
I think that is the most dangerous one. Having that middle ground, because you risk of not you making no one happy, right?
Well, you make everybody happy.
I saw your video, FCA FMA. It was really cool. The one that you posted on the Discord. Was it using the Matrix assets, he said?
Yeah, I think he said it's the Matrix demo.
Really?
It was a touch shaky. Like a touch too real for how much movement there is. Because like in real life, your eyes compensate a lot of that. And you kind of need to dampen it yourself when you film something. But it's pretty sick.
Yeah, I like it. I didn't
no, that's right.
See those assets from the Matrix.
No, I think he's in the Matrix demo. I think he's just up on the roof. and he's placed an actor with a GoPro camera.
Yeah, no, but I didn't see those rules in the. I mean, it's not that I looked at the Matrix demo too long, but probably half an hour or so. But yeah, it's very nice.
Actually, is there you'll probably know this because you're a camera buff. Is there a calculation for that, for how your eyes compensate for like motion blur? Like, if you used to move your head around rapidly, your eyes compensate and your brain compensates a lot of that, so you can actually see what the fuck you're looking at. But if you film it in like GoPro and then watch the footage, it's really jarring because you're not the one doing it.
Yeah.
Is there an equation or something to, or not equation, but like a calculation, a theory, a study to deal with that dampening?
Yeah, it's the same thing as how camera works, right? Your light, aperture, and time in which it stays open, right? And,
yeah, but there's something else to it. Because okay, so when you're driving in a car, and when you're turning corners and stuff, you don't really move as the driver, but everyone else in the car does, because you're planning ahead of where you are. So you like tense your core and stuff before you get there, so you resist the turns. I think your brain does the same thing with motion, like because if it knows you're moving, it compensates for that movement, so that the image you're seeing stays relatively steady. But if you're watching that as footage, it doesn't know what's coming next, so it can't compensate. So rapid like GoPro movements are quite jarring to look at.
But it's still a matter of how much light gets in. You mean with your eyes still open?
Yeah, so like RCA's footage, for example, in first person, because it's accurately like following the head. So as the head's moving around for volts and moving, the camera's moving accurately. But it's way more shaky than it would be if you'd done that in real life. Because you compensate for a lot of that shakiness because you know where you're going. Do you not think?
Yeah, I see your point, but I think you're shaking much less than what you think, right? Like I think the eyes has got one of those pneumatic sort of like auto balance gyroscope things that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But a camera kind of doesn't. So you have to like compensate.
Yeah.
You have to dampen the amount of movement to compensate for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm doing. I want to mark the ends. I was just wondering if there was like an accepted value or accepted way or value of dampening that, or if it is just wing it.
I think spring dampers really. But then
you just put spring dampers.
It's not exactly the same thing though. It's slightly different.
You love a good spring damper, didn't you? That can't.
Yeah, I noticed that pointing the camera to the head is way too unstable. So I think in our first person view, I started moving from the head to the neck, and then from the neck to the last, well, basically to the chest or the last bone of your spine, and that was the same effect, but a lot more stable, because the head is like madness.
But then you're too low down. It's like wearing a chest clamp.
But then you can raise. But is the
actual route is it's a much steadier route. You just then okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if you parent to the chest or the neck, I mean the neck is still dangerous, but the chest is mostly fine.
So what, you go for like spine 3 or something? No.
spine 3,
Other way,
5,
sorry.
whatever you got there. But the problem of that is just you lose that. You know, like when you're doing first-person view, that you turn your head to, I don't know, look briefly at something, and then you rotate it back and go straight. Of course, you lose that because the spine doesn't necessarily have that almost glitchy rotation that makes the head moving so erratic.
Yeah, I guess so. Also, sorry, I was just reading Clive's message. Do you reckon most of the people that play the game won't be parkour athletes? I guess most won't. It's gonna be a big audience. It's gonna be a big audience. So.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's just no chance that. I think most of the people will not be parkour athletes for sure.
That's better. And I'm just going to ignore Noma's message.
If the game sells well, then it's impossible that most people are parkour athletes. If the game doesn't sell, then it means that most of the people are parkour athletes.
So our worst case scenario is if only parkour spy it.
Yeah. Our worst case scenario is that Drew is playing the game all by himself.
Yeah, no, me and David will get it at least. I've already got it, so I've already bought it.
Yeah, you are a backer, right?
I am indeed.
Yeah, so
£50 here, unlimited. I got the unlimited in-shop credit one for 50 quid.
Oh really? Yeah, you got the limited one. Oh right, shit. Really need to.
Yeah, you're not making any microtransaction money off me.
Damn. You cheated the comma line thing on the first demo, and you had also the limit.
Those early days were fun when I was just tearing apart the codes.
Yeah.
Like,
was that from 001 that you started playing with the console command?
Yeah, I joined the Discord when the first email went out for the demo.
Alright.
Because originally I was just going to join to play the demos and do feedback and not really chat to anyone because I'm a little bit of a hermit. But I think I have a feeling it might have been Jay was the first person I was chatting to on the Discord. I ended up just really kicking it off with them. With them, sorry. Actually, I guess it would have been Leonard as well. Was Leonard way back at the start? Was Leonard there for point one? He might have been.
Yeah, Leonard was on pretty much around your time. It wasn't on from the very beginning, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know who is stayed there from the very beginning. Probably Jax. Right? Is that guy there sometimes?
Yeah, Jax has been there longer than I have. So I just need to mark that. Do you want to take that question, Nada?
How do your vault physics work?
They don't.
Well, Guns broke it, so the vault are so we don't have any data-driven animations yet, which means that we have an hybrid of that. The animation are following the mockup data that we have up to a point of when gravity takes over, and if gravity takes over, then it's completely replaced by physics. But if gravity doesn't take over, then the whole animation is played as the mockup data in its purest form, and it's very good to see. We need to change that approach, of course, when you're doing movements like lashes and other inputs that we require a little bit more tight control.
Seems low. Oh, it's a slow roll. I love that I always have chatty streams. Makes it a lot easier to stream. Oh, mate. $509, 8407. Suspension. 25 to 7. Always happy to share. It's fascinating to observe as a non-parkour programmer. I'm surprised these streams are entertaining if you're not either into parkour or programming, to be fair. I'm surprised it's not just a lot of numbers on a screen or anything. See, ones like this, though, are going to be where you need a long blend time. Where you really just like hang at that zenith for a while.
Show me again?
Like curves like this, so this is the pelvis.
Oh.
Ones where they just sort of, they've got that gentle upwards, so they sort of hang right at the peak for a second before they come down. That's where you're going to need like a long blend.
Well, yes, or we really need to get the first step when it comes down, right?
Oh.
Yeah, actually, no, that's yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah, but that should be the last one.
Oh, so it blends between the climax and the beginning of the real descent.
No. I think the climax should be, one is basically flat. The climax should be the last point before it drops, like substantially, right?
Oh,
like
so
there is gonna be frame. Was that?
so would you use a threshold, and all of these 5 would
Yeah.
basically be the same? They'd just be flat.
Yeah, frame 32, let's say. Yeah, because then
Yeah.
frame 33
then
is the first one that
When it
drops.
plummets. Right. Yeah.
Because otherwise we're gonna have. I mean, that would probably work well because the real gravity thing is pretty slow. So, although, what is the climax there? Which is that frame is there?
It's this one. It's actually at
Yeah.
the back. It's actually at the back end of it, which is weird.
Yeah. No,
Well, I
but
suppose
it's the highest one, so it's
front
correct. Yeah.
It's just weird to see it on the left side of that curve rather than middle or right.
Yeah, because volts, it could be like when it just like it kicked with the hand and it's a little bit hovering over the like.
Two to 3. Really? At the minimum, that's 200. You're still not picking anything up here? Alright. So we're really aggressive.
I think you need at least 3 frames below the threshold. 3 or 4, I don't remember. I need to check though.
That's fine. And then I'll mark that entrance manually. This can come down on the outside. Set up there. Yeah. Man, I don't know how people like wear glasses 24 hours a day. They've got like noses of steel. Ridiculous. taking it off and immediately I need to put it back on. Eyes are so sore. So 3:20 mark the entrance. Is this right? 3:20 mark the entrance. Did you see Dumbus's message? TikTok.
No.
He's like, we're really gonna end. He was like, we're gonna end the year. We've got one update and one hotfix in a year. One major update. Is that right? Is that timeline right?
Really?
So actually, it might be right. I don't know. Wait. Some of that. What's that? Oh, there it is. Oh my god. 009A was in May. It was a week before my birthday. 009. He's right. 008 was 2021.
Really?
Yeah. And then 009 was the start of May this year. The hot 009A was the end of May. And then here we are. So it'll be one major update and one hotfix in a year.
And it wasn't even a good one.
Unfortunately, no. This one's going to be banging though. This is worth the wait. You're so glad this year's almost over? What's up, Motorcycle? What's wrong, dude? Yeah, they do. There's definitely like a weird merging of the last 3 years in my head. Can't really tell the difference between any of them. Shoots. Six, 8, 5, mark the entrance. That's good. I think I'm a rat on the Zodiac. 96. Yeah, that looks better. Last cat pass. Oh! No, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay. Last cat pass. So 270. 400. It's good timing actually. I need to restart my engine. The elaborations are taking a while now. It's handy, I can check that in at the same time. Oh, this is not a good background for trying to key it out. No, that's not even worse. Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of how things work, Moritako. The bad memories kind of linger. The good ones fly by. You just got to try and make a conscious effort to hold on to the good ones, I guess. Create little reminders for yourself. Yep, everything's a lesson. gonna mark it down actually. It's fine, but that will rework them. Let's do the world's longest save, play test the cat passes, restart the engine, check it in, go on to the dashboards. Might try to pop it up. Oh my god, it's midnight. When the hell did midnight happen? I keep losing track of the time lately. I keep thinking it's like 2 in the afternoon, it's not. Say that, I don't know if I got to one. Is everyone still working from home or back in the studio? We don't have a studio. We're working from home. Actually, this was hits formed during COVID? No. Was hits formed before COVID? Or during?
No, during COVID.
No. Yeah, we've
It
never
was
had a studio.
December 2020.
So we've always worked from home.
Well, November. Yeah.
Although technically right now I'm not working from home, I'm working from work.
Dado, you did you get latest? Yeah.
Ew.
Not yet. Should I?
Oh, okay. No, it's alright. We can the code will merge anyway. I don't think I have any issues. Man, all good.
Right.
I just made a
Right.
couple changes to Trace Manager. Hey, guns, how you doing?
Right. You're live on national TV, by the way. Please do not swear.
Hey, national TV. My live to 1 million people.
You are
All the bags.
live to the Big Brother audience. Oh, come on. My toolkit saves so long.
Jump on the chat. Does the game have a create your own character? Ooh.
Starts in the street. There was loads of questions in chat, and then everyone's sort of falling asleep. Last 10, 30 minutes.
Say that again?
We had like a really active startup in the stream, like tons of questions and stuff, and then everyone's falling asleep.
That's a good question. Will the game have a create your own character? That is a
Including
question.
us.
Oh no, man, you got COVID too. I feel you, man. Just slapping me up.
Do you guys already have a sound designer and music artist to collaborate with? We got a sound
Yeah, we
designer
have
on the
actually.
team. Do we have any actual
We
like
just
music
have, yeah.
artists to collaborate with? Or no?
No, like for the music, no, but like, we have a sound designer.
I have an artist that I want to get collaborated with again, but all I can do is pitch him and just see if he can win you guys over when it comes to that. I won't try and
Or
shoehorn him
is
in.
that your
Drew and
Justin
Callum,
Bieber friend?
a couple mates that do some music.
Mm.
Just
Like I say, I won't try and shoehorn him in, but I am going to put his content in front of people. See if he can sell them on it.
what kind of music does he make?
Rap. UK rap.
Makes what?
UK rap.
Hey,
I'll get you
nice. What's his
his
name? You give him a little listen.
Grayson with a 3 instead of an 8.
Yeah, Grace.
He used to go by Chronicle, but then he started. Somebody else picked up the
Greystone?
name.
Like Greystone or
No, Grayson. Grayson. Like the name, Grayson.
oh Grayson.
But a 3 instead of me. Like I said, he used to go under the name Chronicle, but someone else picked that name up and started giving him legal shit. It's easier for him to switch.
Yeah, Gohan rap. Is that his?
No?
Is he like? Does he do like?
Hans
is he-
Zimmer. I would
is he-
like to have Hans
Hang on,
Zimmer.
I'll get you a link. I'll get you a link.
Okay.
Wait, how the hell is Discord?
I think we can have my old friend Michael Giacchino, if you want. Stop! Like my video feed, it's destroying it. Trent Reznor is good. The game is gonna cost exactly how much we are charging it now. It's not gonna change. Fine. So far, we don't have any plans
£300
to change
for the
the price.
base. £300 for the base version.
What's that?
I said 300 quid for the base version.
Yeah. You still have that dodgy shader there.
I really want the game to be like 20 quid or like 25 quid, man. Like I think that.
Oh, like back in the day. That's the one.
That's the spot, man. Because like
30
now games
30
these days
quid
are
for a
just
new game.
crazy.
That's
Huh?
30 quid for a brand new AAA game. That was the pricing that I liked.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
And it's crazy. Like I genuinely think you'll sell twice as much copies if you just, if not 3 times as much copies if you just
Price it low, stack it high.
yeah. But then obviously not too low, right? Like
No,
I
no,
don't
reason.
undersell it. Like
Reason.
20 to 30 quid, yeah, in that range, I think it's cool. Anything above, like, once you could get into the 40s, I think that's a bit mad. That's just a bit. That's a bit.
I mean,
bougie.
like the new CODs and stuff that are like 60 to 70 quid for the game.
That shit's ridiculous. That's actively why I didn't buy it.
Yeah, it's obscene.
Like $24.99. That's a solid price.
Yeah, now we are selling it for 20, right?
Oh yeah, well, $19.99 realistically.
I don't like that 1999. It's just so
It
bullshit.
works though. It genuinely.
I know.
It's a thing.
I'm an idealist, but that cost me a couple of millions down the line.
Fella's like, no way, Jose. That's $1 million if we sell 1 million copies.
100 million pieces.
Imagine that. Imagine
Where's
it
my
blows
mouse?
up. We sell like 10 million copies in the first week or something.
How
Get
many?
on that for sure. 10 mil in the first week.
10 million in the first week.
100% Murataka. COD's not worth 70 quid for the same shit as last year. Oh man. I keep slipping.
But isn't that?
I sliced my thumb
I feel like
earlier.
that's the
And
one
with this
thing,
plus, I
though,
keep
isn't it?
slipping off the thumbstick.
With games, like the more we produce the same game, right? Like FIFA and NBA and all these games, they are just rehashing the same thing and changing a couple gameplay features and then charging another 70 quid.
I mean, half the time they're not even changing any features. They're just changing the
That's what I mean.
graphics.
But they don't even really do that. Like it's like a small. It's like, oh, we added an extra cloth here. It's like, well, I feel like you purposely held back. Like, do you know what I mean? So that you can say, guys, what are we gonna do for 2025? We can't make it too good now. I don't even
People have familiarity.
Well, you need to price it in the range of the market price that the game is. Like, if it realistically is gonna be AA, what they call AA, should
Triple A.
really price it around, you know, between 30 and 40 ish thing.
Actually, what's the difference between? Is there an A and a double A? I always hear like indie games and then triple A, and nothing in between.
Oh, there is this AA thing, which it doesn't mean anything. It's just a made up thing. But
I was gonna say, what is a double A?
well, I think AA is just basically studios like us, like maybe people from the AAA industry that create smaller, you know, smaller team and with smaller budgets, basically.
Right.
So, like that thing there, right? So I think that is where we need David blending in on the.
Sorry, I was just reading more
Yeah,
Target's
Just
message.
see how it's snapped there, super quick. Yeah, that's where we need a blend on the thing.
Yeah.
That's exact. Yeah. Guns. If you go to the Alien Blueprint, I can't see. I'm like 30 seconds behind though.
I'm not sharing Discord as well. Oh, I'm not. Sorry.
Okay.
Also, you're not 30. You're probably more like 15 behind on YouTube.
Right, cool.
Right,
If you
I'm
go-
turn the music down. Where do you want me to go?
If you go to Alien Blueprint for me.
Oh.
Okay. If you click on that IKEA rig.
Turn you up a little bit.
So if you just on the details panel, if you scroll down for me, and then blend settings on the alpha, right at the bottom, right at the very very bottom of that. There you go. If you just put like blending time of like blending time 0, actually keep the blend time, put blend out of like 1, something crazy, just like huge.
Ah, delete the player start. I thought I was actually going somewhere on the map.
What's it gonna do? Okay, that's a lot better. Can you slow mo that?
Yep. Nope, missed the bolt.
Okay, your hands are also snapping. So do
Yeah.
that again for me.
It's like a flap from an airplane. Guys, before I go crazy and move into a corner and cry, can you move that wall closer to the edge so you don't do that?
Oh, so I don't roll into this, you mean?
Yeah, because every time I see your level, you always going
Oh,
inside.
you mean? Oh, so you actually land on it, you mean?
No, not that one. I mean, I'm 30 seconds behind. Sorry. So, I mean, the
I'll
one
share-
when you vault from.
I'm sharing my screen in Discord as well.
Okay, let me quit. Yeah, let me see Discord.
Hell yeah, would you sell a lot of copies live?
Right, so from the
This one?
Discord, that one. Yeah.
What do you want me to do with it?
Just move it inside the thingy there, so you don't collide. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, try now. So when you miss, you shouldn't go over that.
Slow mo that. Okay, it's not pulling it down either. Sorry, could you do that one more time? Sorry, I don't know what my brain was looking at. I'm ignoring the hands for now. You know what? Can you go and do the same thing for the hands?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of distracting, isn't it?
it's but like
Oh.
the actual pull of the arm, right? It should be right at the bottom.
Well, this is a control rig, like K rig.
Oh, it should still blend settings
Oh.
rather.
Ah. Do you know what, let's
Leave the blending tab. Leave the blending tab because we used the alpha of the.
Ah.
We might need to tweak that, but yeah, I don't want to.
A lot better.
A lot better, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna. I mean, one seems like an actual fair enough value.
It's pretty on point, to be honest.
It's like really
That was cool. But...
one is like a sweet spot value. It still does the whoop because it again, like you said, it goes to like an upright pose, but it's not technically wrong, really. Like, you know what I mean? Just strain your leg and yeah, for a bit more preservation of momentum, it still look alright.
Do you know what?
Like
I think
so like that one's perfect, right?
Preserving that forward momentum is going to do so much to hide those little like bumps and stuff, I reckon.
100%, yeah. It's because when you feel that it hits that, because like those ones you don't notice it when the forward momentum is kept a bit more, right? Like there, that's flawless, right? Okay, the roll was a bit kooky, but that is pretty like, you know what I mean? That's pretty spot on.
God, just watching him land on his like shoulder blade like that is making me feel sick. I can feel it. It's like, oh. So,
when he does that thing, it's always 1682 the fall, right? When he does the wonky one. Yeah, 1682. It never blends nicely.
This one does 4625 blends like a charm.
Yeah.
That's
sport 1682 out of curiosity again. See, every time he does it, there is something wrong with that. Yeah, just re-export. Or like, can you check that?
What do you want me to check on it?
Display.
Also, Clive, I know exactly how it feels to land on the back and shoulder blade like that.
Sounds like
I used to.
Okay, can you? Sorry, can you go into the animation? Can you do a back view and disable root motion? Can you show the? Okay, yeah. Can you go frame by frame? You know that there is a button below to go from the frame.
Fuck me. I was being really gentle with the mouse as well.
Alright, so sorry, can you go back to frame 1? So the Z is decreasing, right? Can you go into velocity Z? Yeah, looks good. Can you go into pelvis Z? Yeah. What? Yeah, that's just, you know, can you elaborate it just, you know?
Oh, wow.
Just
for shits and gigs.
Exactly.
Are you aiming for 30, 60 FPS, maybe performance mode, fidelity mode?
Always 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second is...
I imagine there'll be a range of graphic setting stuff.
Cyberpunk plays at 30, doesn't
it? Yeah, but on console, on PlayStation, it's always 60. You can't release a game on console that is 30. Only on Xbox they can release 30 frames per second.
No, I think still Cyberpunk plays at 60. Oh, I forgot I need to restart my...
What
You get
game
that
is it?
motion
It might not be Cyberpunk. There's a game where they chose to do it at 30 FPS. It might not be Cyberpunk. I might be thinking of the wrong game.
Why did they choose to do it at 30?
Well,
was
because
a-
they didn't have enough performance to do
Yes, they
that.
chose to make it 30. But they also tried to say, oh, it was like for like a design reason, like a
Yeah, sure.
aesthetic reason. I was like, yeah, bullshit. We want people to actually play shitter.
What
Yeah.
style are you getting out of 30? If you're like, I want it to play on 12 frames a second because I want you to have that slideshow style, I disagree, but I could see where you were coming from.
Yeah.
Things would
Yeah.
still be like 30 FPS, like 30 or 60 FPS, but just have like a shit ton of post processing vibes, right? Like you'd actually make it glitchy rather
Yeah.
than just make your frame drop. Oh, funny as
Just
well.
you start seeing sparks come off your graphics card, and they're like,
Wow,
yeah,
it's
it's
like, why
an
is the
aesthetic
PC
choice.
struggling so much? Oh no, we actually made the game so it runs at 120 FPS at all times. We just bank on your PC being shit.
Full 4K ray tracing, no opt-out option. You're all in.
Literally.
Do or die or go the fuck home.
Dun, 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 dun.
How much are those 4090 these days?
About the same as a 3090, which is ridiculous. It's like 200 quid more than 3090. It's like 1100 something.
All right.
Come on, it keeps picking 4625 now. We know that one works.
Oh, one
pineapple.
sec. Did you have oh
I
here
don't
you go.
know.
Yeah, it's rubbish. I mean, we almost tempted to remove it to see what happened.
Who lives in a pineapple?
Yeah, it's doing that little
Does
bump.
it do it? It's just like
It's just
so
shit.
weird.
It's just not the one. Oh.
Oh, that one did it okay. No, maybe because what the hell is that?
Let's do a reverse fault. I forgot the reverse fault.
Why do we have still?
I don't know. I
Problem.
guarantee you it's 3396 because I've deleted it 5-6 times. I watched David delete it last night and it keeps coming back.
I didn't delete it. I re-elaborate it.
Oh. Still.
It's the devil one. We should just delete it and redo it. But we've done it a lot.
No,
It's
I
the
have.
devil.
I've deleted it and elaborated it from scratch. It keeps coming back. It needs to be scrapped. It's fucking cursed.
Animation that won't leave.
It is. It's cursed.
In a land far, far away.
Right, I'm going to check these cat pass elaborations in and restart my engine. Oh, I've got so much
There's an
savings.
animation. And that animation just won't fucking leave.
Sound like a Rick and Morty skit in an interdimensional cable.
What is... Oh my god, do you know what the best one of that is? No, there's one that makes me cry.
Is it
What
the
is it?
doors? Is it the doors? The fake doors?
Oh,
right?
it's the one where he's in hospital and he keeps saying something. He's like, Schleem. What is it, man? Oh, it's the best one. Ooh. Oh, Daddy, you're gonna love me. More than you already do, of course. The step-ups are spot on. No collisions.
There you go. Here we go.
Did I just see a collision?
That
Hold
is
on.
what I like to hear.
Hold on.
Maybe.
I just don't know if the distance matching is really good or it's just if it's doing what I expect it to do, but I'm yet to see a collision, so it must be doing. Actually, let me... Let's see. No, the distance match is just really good. What the fuck? Yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining about that, but...
Are you complaining again that things work well?
Yeah,
and you didn't expect it.
but it's working well all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Even though I don't think it's doing what I think it's doing, quite frankly. Quite frankly. Yeah, because if I then run into this thing. No, stop. I can't run into the fucking thing anymore. Yeah, no, it should fall through. Let me.
Could I check in that blend out time change and the meta anim DP? Or have you done changes to it?
No, go for it. Do you grab latest? I made one or two. Did I make any anim blueprint changes? I may have.
I'm 4 check-ins behind. I was going to commit mine first and
It's
grab
going to the
latest.
door. What's that, bro?
It's fine. What's up, Val? What's up, G? Yeah, beautiful. You're barb-aged. Coming here giving me sass. How was I going to name this commit? Oh, that boss.
Oh, Val is back.
Thank you. Yeah.
In town.
The infamous Val has returned.
The infamous.
Come straight in with the negging.
With a different name. Val
No, it's the same name. She just put a space after Val.
Oh,
Still
really?
Val. Yeah, it's still Val Ravenheim.
I can't read names, guys. And but what is that a name of the video game?
It's from, I think it's from Valheim name. Oh man. I have a conflict with the data table, the animation data table.
Yeah, pick yours.
Oh no, it's not the data table itself. It's trace manager, advanced locomotion.
Yeah,
Sure.
pick yours on the data table, and for the meta MVP, just pick whatever it is in dev and redo those two flags.
Okay,
Because you don't know what that thing is changed.
that's fair. Valheim is named after you. That makes sense. Makes sense. I can see it. How's the streaming going, Val? I don't sync to dev because it's been a while since I synced, I think. Yeah, 6. That's not too bad. How you doing YouTube vids? Left that. You poking your nose in it. You being nosy for? Trying to get on camera, trying to be famous. You're curious. How's the game creation? Painful. It's going good. 0.1's going to be a massive update. But Dado and David haven't slept in 3 weeks. I've slept a little bit.
3 months.
It was set in 3 months. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, 3 years probably more likely.
Do you know, if you go without sleep for about 15, 16 days, you'll probably die. Your organs will give up.
Well, I die if I don't sleep for 1 day, really.
Yeah, but your sleep is like a 20-minute nap. Put your head down on the table, you lift it up,
Yeah.
and you're fine.
Yeah.
No, our coffee consumption is coming exclusively through data. Drink some more coffee than anyone.
Yeah.
Just goes into stasis, man. Just powers down. So.
Well, David say, I power down and then I boot in Rider, ready to go. And speaking of coffee, I need to have my coffee.
Oh no, it does work. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Share or didn't happen?
Screen share, it doesn't work.
That's it. RCA, if you're in the stream, RCA, where are you getting these animations from? Oh, that was a bit motion sickness. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, time is relative to the number of coffee you have.
Oh man, I miss Futurama. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I'm watching Better Call Saul at the moment. Finally. Hell yeah, I got that reference. Dude, Futurama's amazing. I don't know how I feel about the reboot that's coming though, because I don't think they got the same voice cast in because they had contract disputes. I think they're revoicing Bender, which is ridiculous.
This what death feels like.
Fucking hell, you're right.
Yeah, no, I'm chilling.
This is what death feels like. In fun.
Motherfucker, why are you falling? Why are you falling? That's the one thing. But if it didn't do that, we'd be good. Oh, it just needs to not fall. Well, that fall is interesting. Way below the...
I'm say hello to Val, David.
Hey Val, how you doing?
This is city area. Kind of. So we had like a city area type level from a level design exam, but it was kind of too dense and there were too many situations where the systems didn't work yet. So we rebuilt a simplified, smaller, but inspired by version of it. Right, on CZ. Do you care what I do, what animations I do next, Dado? Wait, we'll just go down the list.
What? Ah?
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 Do you want me to hit a specific set of animations next, or just like pick one?
Lazy Val.
Just go the dashboards, right?
Sorry, David. The boss has spoken.
Another day, another dollar. Yeah, let me show you a screen, Dada. You can look at my beautiful screen. See all the. It doesn't work, but actually because of you, not me, actually. So, but
What do you
I'll
need, David?
I'll explain why
The
you're.
reverse.
No. Well, I don't need anything, quite frankly. I just need IK. So, and the longer you take, the more I'm putting off my IK rig fix, because it's a nightmare. Basically, you see my screen. The issue I have is that the falling gets triggered even when it steps down. If
Alright,
you look,
let me watch your screen.
run around in a circle. It's pretty cool.
Oh my god. The first dash fault, Dado, the climax is off by a mile.
So do you see that?
Ah. What? Why?
Why to me or why to
From
David?
there, it comes out
No,
blue.
sorry, why, David?
Then it's like that tiny little like offset that it might be off the ground where you wouldn't even notice if it was set to falling. Wow. It's just it's like what?
What? Well, one can say, but we didn't change that, so why is it doing now?
Well, it's because I disabled the collision on the object, not on the character, and then I re-enable it.
Is that ledge giving you trouble?
But you should disable the collision on the object, no?
I do that. That's what I do.
Alright.
It works.
but you
like
said
there.
on the-
Like there. There's no collision.
But
And then I
on the
re-enable
object
it.
or on the character?
On the object. There's no collision on it, so I can pass through there nicely.
Oh,
It
I
looks
see, okay.
it looks perfect. It's just then it falls, like because the root goes up a little bit. Like there's like a slight centimeter or so offset, like if that, and it just causes it to fall.
Really?
It's like there. The
Right.
predicted time to fall is like ground offset is 91 point.
Is there still red though? Yes, there is actually. We plugged that back in not that long ago. A couple of days ago, I got plugged back in. It's an in-app purchase extra.
What?
David ASMR.
Oh, what? One sec. What is that?
So, what's the hand like? Right.
That was pretty cool, though, right?
Yeah, that was really cool. Wait, it didn't do it there. What the fuck? It did it there. Ooh.
What is that?
And then if I do this, yeah, I still fell. Okay. I don't know what I was expecting.
Okay,
What's really
so
annoying is that if it didn't do that, it'd be perfect.
see, it said ground offset is okay. Can you go again and see how much is the ground offset then?
Ground offset is what in this case?
No,
What is
no.
it?
If you play right, the first time it does the stupid fall. Where is it? When is it ground offset?
91.7. What the fuck? That sounds very wrong. Everything about that sounds wrong to me.
You know what? It sounds exactly where the pelvis is.
Ah. Yeah, and then that sounds like it's the pelvis plus the actual step height, because the step height is like 40, right? So
No,
this
more
one
less
sounds
than
like
that, I
just
think,
the
right?
pelvis, right? Interesting behavior. That one looks like the pelvis plus the actual step height, which is like 40.
I see. Is that 40? That step height? Okay.
Yeah, it's like 44 or some shit. Well, I'll tell you now. Actually, I'll tell you the exact value.
What?
Do like 40.
The guys from the stream will never understand what we're talking about, dude.
Yeah, it's literally 40.
They will get forever confused.
Like 44. Yeah. So the height that 135 ground height is the root pelvis plus this actual for some reason it's getting a ground height of whatever this just the pelvis, right? But shouldn't it be like it should only really fall on something where the ground height is greater than the pelvis plus 10 or the nominal step height, right? Like it
Can
should
you
never
go
like
into quick? I'm making a lot of changes, but going to the foley manager,
got you.
but don't check it in because otherwise we're gonna have crazy conflicts.
Yeah, Moritaka, there's a channel in the Discord called Game Fan Art. Feel free to post art in there, mate.
So yeah, if we do, what is it? One sec. Like, can you do ground offset greater than? See what?
Because this, yeah, well, this is going to be why, right? It's because this is. Yeah, this is wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. Because I'm guessing we set this from the character movement component. Yeah, that's the actual step height. So this needs to be the. So this is step height plus whatever the pelvic height is, right?
No, but no, because you know the back up there is different. Can you try? Can you do a printf here with ground offset and step height?
Sure thing.
No, sorry, inside the if only when it.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. DTC. Let's go for 5 seconds. Pick a color, any color, Dado.
Neon pink.
Silver. No,
Neon
silver.
pink.
Purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot pink.
Turquoise. Let's do turquoise.
Turquoise. I thought you were going to say transparent for a second. I was like, Right, so what do you want? You want the ground offset and that one step high, right?
And the step height. Yeah, those two numbers there.
Ignore that spelling. Oh. Can anybody find me? Somebody to. Because I have a feeling this step height is 10. And this ground offset is not 10. Is great. This ground offset is going to be like 90 because you're looking at the pelvis point for the pelvis point, right?
Yeah, but if that is the case, it should never. Yeah. Gans, can you
this value's going to be low.
Can you re-put those blending time in the unMVP?
Yes. Oh,
Because
actually,
I think the key is the ground offset needs to be not from the pelvis but from the root.
Yeah, but this is what it should be, right? Yeah.
What?
So it's 0, 0. And so why is it even
43.8. Yeah, that's correct.
But that's correct right there.
But the step height is 0.
Yeah, that's correct, right? Because it's the same thing. So can you do it? Well,
What? Why is step height 43.89? Because he's doing it here because the step height and the ground offset are both equal to each other. They're both 0. But this, why is this changing?
Can you one thing? Can you do it? Why step height is changing though?
That's what I mean. Why is it also not just like a?
Are you sure you copied the right thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Can you remove the equal? to that equation. Okay, can you do it here?
Watch us get like a floating point error or some shit. Oh, crispy.
Yeah.
Step height -0. That's really funky. That's quite cool to be fair. That he just drops off. That looks. That's all right, you know. I thought that'd look shitter, but it doesn't. That looks fine. Wait, let me kill the.
Yeah, that looks way fine, right?
That looks nice. Oh, the fucking. Okay, ignore the flying leg. That looks silky. So good.
So now, if you... So this is 40, right?
Why is it sometimes like there? What the fuck? Oh yeah, because one is 0 and one's -0. Oh, that transition is silk. Imagine if we just had more step up coverage. Oh, it'd be so much better.
Hell yeah, more
Why
time.
step height
probably
is
sick.
0 though?
What is the
Is
step
it-
height? Where do what shouldn't that? Why shouldn't that always just be 10?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's evaluate this.
Sorry,
Let's see. What do you? So you said this in here. The trace manager step height. Okay, and then let's see where
Race
you
manager.
max step height.
No, just search for only words. No, the same search, but do the filter of only words. No, what is
Ooh.
that?
You don't use this anywhere. Step. Oh, here. Step height.
Ah, okay, yeah, that is correct. No, sorry. Can you do the search again? No, like do the that window that pops up. Yeah. Can you select only words?
Where is that?
No, it's on the when it says CC and VW. Okay, yeah, there. So, we don't want that one. Can you do project and search and choose SPP? Okay, right, yeah, fine. So
Okay, the only place you use it is here.
one,
This is where you said it.
right? Yeah.
Why do we predict? This gives you I think you're using step height. This step height value, right, is to actually determine how high the step of where I'm moving onto is, which is wrong for the fall, right? Because I think this fall here, you're wanting to see what's my minimum step height, right? Where this is telling me the height of something I'm stepping onto, or
What
something
is
like that.
this function? What is this function?
Update football line trace down.
Yeah.
So this updates your ground parameters, and this tells you how. This I think this isn't what we think it is. This value does represent, because if I do this, let me just what's it? What the fuck? Where's that
Yeah.
nominal? I use that somewhere.
Oh, it's in the character. It's the human character. Yeah.
If we did this,
Yeah, that is 0, right?
no, this is 10.
Yeah, 10. Sorry. Yeah.
This makes sense because it's like, okay, well, 10 is the minimum, right, for our max
Mhm.
step height. Whereas that other one, that value changes. I think you use it for predicting what you're stepping onto. Yeah, there you go. It doesn't do anymore. See there it does it because the ground offset is 43 and the step height was 10, which makes sense. Like there. That's so nice. Okay, so I mean I get why it falls off that, right? That one I get.
Yeah. That is expected now, right?
Yeah, the behavior now makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's quite nice. If I sprint into this bad boy, there's a little bit of a doop, which is kind of annoying. That one's perfect. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't tell if I'm on the wall or not. Nice.
Do we have the parameter there that's like they adjust that slide there, that slide, or that is totally dependent on the actual movement?
It seems moving. It's not really because some are perfect, right? Some are pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But is it the same animation?
Yeah, the same one is pretty good. It seems as though it's like yeah, it's one of those ones where I think it finishes a little bit higher because it just has that extra bit at the end, like upwards movement. Let me play around with this because I think I might have an idea if I have to do that. Let me play around with that and I'll do. But the idea of disabling the collision on the actor is really good. This works. There's no collisions here.
Yeah, and
It
there's
might-
no. Yeah, it doesn't do wrong things, right?
It's really nice. Like it's really good now. Actually, like
Yeah.
we just need more coverage, right? Like to get the different speeds and stuff more
Yeah.
than anything. But like I mean, you know, like for like 95% of the time, it's pretty just fucking yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
one feels legit.
considering the system we had when we were doing the motion warping, God, it's a whole different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just can't even.
I don't see why step downs wouldn't work. You know.
Yeah.
I really, that's the very last thing I want to see if we can add for just some climb downs, step downs. I don't see why that wouldn't work. Obviously, I want to like finalize this IK rig first, and once that's done, we'll look at that.
Can you like if you like when we do the Z offset calculation like for the offset, right, for the Z, can you just have just an N versus like can you multiply by 0.95? I just wanna check if that is too dangerous to do it, to undercut it. Those jumps there, it's a shame that Gans is not showing our screen. Oh yeah, no, he's showing our screen. Look at that. Gans is on the piece.
These are
Also-
fucking flawless. What the hell happened?
Yeah.
So we've got a question in the stream.
Question.
How many people will be in a lobby? Will it have its own servers or different lobbies?
Our first test, we tried with 8 people.
It's not bad, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends if we can get. We were in talks with Amazon, which are. There is a guy that works with Amazon, is a really good friend of mine. No, he's very, very cool guy. And he said that like, we could eventually, maybe have a deal for, having some of their servers and stuff like that. And if that comes through, then we can bump up the numbers. But if we don't have that support, then I think we need to do peer-to-peer sessions. So those are a little bit
Oh, so one person hosts it, right?
yeah,
then
one person hosted, but that person really needs to have a good computer and
Good
good
connection,
connection.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was also gonna be the one guy in the friendship group that has like 4060 and like Ethernet connection, and
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
yeah, you could host.
The guy that brings the ball at the football game. Yeah.
These are
It's
so
my
good.
ball.
Whoa,
That was so cool.
these are so good. I've gotten very good at this. I'm just saying. That's the gun's fault, not mine.
You've gotten good at it. You're welcome.
Some of them are actually flawless. Like those are just perfect, right? Or am I tripping?
No, those are perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, there needs a
Yeah,
bit of
that
an
looks a
IK.
little bit sus, but
Just needs the IK thing, really. It needs to.
I'm getting really bad at frame skips. Actually.
What I'm loving the most though is there's a really good amount of consistency, right? Like some of them just look consistently really, really good. I need to tweak that.
very broadband. That
I'm gonna
bad.
do that tonight. Now that I know this step up thing works, I'm gonna check this in and then I'm gonna okay. Could be my weekend task.
Oh yeah, David, can you try that? Can you try that 0.95 on the step ups? I'm just curious to see if that is gonna end horribly.
I hosted yes. Or if you're on BT, don't host it on BT either.
Well, worst of all, if you are on Virgin, then actually, I have to say, right, Virgin, everybody says, yeah, it's rubbish, blah blah, but it's actually pretty good for me. It's like
Don't
Virgin
you have internet problems all the time?
Well, yeah, but when it works, it's actually really
When it does work,
Yeah, Virgin One Works is the fastest one probably, but they work like 20% of the time.
yes, 20% of the time it works 100% of the time.
I'm certain they're all just shit though. Like I don't believe any of them are good.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on the Vodafone Gigabytes. That's pretty good.
Vodafone, is it pretty good or pretty bad? You say?
Good. I'm on Vodafone Gigafast. That's pretty good.
The best one I've had is BT. BT are actually pretty decent. I'll be honest with you.
No.
BT. My friend, his BT Wi-Fi is unbelievably rapid. And in my uni house, we had the whole home thing. Like generally, we got Wi-Fi everywhere, but when sometimes it just cut out and was absolute. But they all suck. Like quite frankly, I've never had Wi-Fi that's just absolutely amazing.
I was on BT Infinity for years, and it had just constant problems with it all the time.
Yeah.
Dado, do you want to have a look at these curves?
Yep.
So,
one second. I'm looking at the wrong stream. And like your
0.95 works by the way, did it? In case you.
Okay, so yeah, I really like it. Can you make it work only when you step up and not on any other animation? Otherwise, we are 0.95 short of the client.
Got you, man. Don't worry about that.
Sorry, guys. Let me switch on your screen.
Sorry.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Right. So
running in circles.
This is what I've got at the moment. So there's a very slight bump there.
Yeah.
But it's not too bad in motion, to be fair. So the limit for how much I can reduce that bump isn't the climax, it's how far can I pull back the IK curve before it disappears.
Yeah.
Which I need that probably to go back one more frame. But if I've tried making the range smaller and smaller, and if I go any lower than this, it disappears.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to do.
Does that mean that we need to add another key button, which is
Well, I mean,
which is
so where is it? OSTZ. So when
case.
I first came in to this one, the climax was set to here, 35, which was basically when the arcade turned off. I've managed to pull it back to 34, but oh shit. Really, it needs to be 33. This sort of like level up. It's almost like at the end of this little level out section.
Mm.
Level up, level up, level up, level up.
Level up, level up, level up. Anyway. But oh no, I meant to click on velocity there. Like when you get down to here, like this range becomes so small that I can't put it back enough.
Yeah. Can you move that notifier and just preview it if it's good? Of course, this will be destroyed the next time you elaborate, but who cares?
Yeah, still bumps. Actually, that was maybe worse. That's 32. Follows the train, it should make it worse again.
Make sure you're not playing the mirror animation.
Ah.
Yeah, that is the mirror one. Yeah.
Nope, it's mirrored as well. Okay. Ah, I've done a running jump.
Whoa.
Yeah, so oh, I moved to 32. Oh my god, stop doing the running jump. Okay, so no, that is making it worse then.
Yeah, it's making it much worse.
Okay, let's push it forward a frame then instead of back to where it started. I want me to play start forward. Sick of this. Oh, okay, so I needed to push it back a frame, not pull it in a frame. Interesting.
Only one frame?
Well, so the climax when I loaded the animation up was on frame 35, and there was still a little bit of a bump. I just moved it to 36, and that was smooth.
Like, are you sure it's 56? It looked like way more. Oh, it's 56. Yeah, okay.
Actually, moving it like well into that worked better. Alright, I'll carry on and see if it's like that with all of the dash bolts to see if it's a trend or not.
Yeah, because
so that means
at the end of the day, yeah, I think that could just be okay. Just check that we didn't scrap the normal, like the one on the flat plane. I don't think so, because that climax is not used apart from checking the falling, so it should be okay.
It should be right.
Oh yeah, can you put the
But
David?
David's.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm professional.
I think if we don't tell David anything, right, and we leave it like that, like in 3 hours, it's still gonna be jumping between those two.
No, it's IK. Some of the curves don't have anything. It's just like it works well. It's such shit. It's shit. I'm not happy with it. It works, but it's shit.
You know what? We really need to fix that hands hovering in midair, and once we fix that, we're gonna ship it.
Well, that's what I want to fix now. That's what I'm
All right, I see.
thinking of the way to get that right. Like, okay, that has none because because I want well, first I want to improve the trace. I want it to pick up that edge point because I do it similar to the way I do the wall pop now. It picks up the edge of the wall on the thing, but the way the natural hands are, it perfectly actually offsets the hand onto the wall. But then you can updates the point so that it's in sync with where the hands are, so it doesn't have like a weird staticky point on the thing. It follows it really well. It's just I just need to get the fucking rig right, but
Good idea. Multiply by 0.95.
if in doubt,
That is all we needed to do throughout the whole code.
the whole time.
0.95 everywhere.
I did that. That actually worked like a charm for them. Let me check this in before I do my
Double magic now.
okay rig madness.
Right, I need the coffee. I
might go 1-2 myself soon. I've got to catch a train at 2 in the afternoon tomorrow, but I'm really worried I won't be awake.
Just say 2 in the morning.
That's literally my 40 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I mean, 2 in the afternoon, that's be alright.
I don't know, mate. That's a stretch.
What time did you get up today?
I definitely a demo on consoles, probably. I think that'd be cool. Get a hype up.
Yeah, but that won't be till a
just
decent,
fucking
like,
age away, mate.
yeah, that'll be later, way later into the development process.
Yeah.
It's such a pain in the ass to port it to console every time you do a demo.
Over, God no. If only we had the help of a major game console producer or something like that.
You're hoping they're watching the stream from it.
You never know, mate. You just never know. Sony, if you're listening to this.
Actually, that would be a smart idea for me. To just have someone.
If someone doesn't pick up this game, they're just
spy.
At that point, fuck it. At that point, fuck it. They're missing out on greatness. We don't want them anyway.
We'll make our own son with blackjack.
Hey, let's actually do this.
I don't know how to push this IK back up frame. It's weird because usually
All I'm saying is the game's actually quite fun now.
You've been saying that every day for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but it's like surprising. Like it's actually, it's crazy how far it's come in such a short year. Oh.
Did you see Dumbus's message earlier on TikTok?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's actually right as well. I went to check the download links.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, whatever. I was very adamant on releasing it for the end of the year, but I was like, fuck it, we missed the Christmas rush. There's no fucking point now. Just release it when it's good. You can wait longer. It's a new game, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, theoretically. Just redone everything.
True.
Let me check this shit in. I want to check that in. Don't want to check this in.
It's only been a year. No, it's not only been a year. This year, we've only had one major update release. And one hotfix. No, the game's been in development since 2020? End of 2020? Damn straight. Rush game's never good. The late game can become great. I like that.
It's difficult because there's always that fine balance, right? You actually like you don't want to spend forever just making the like look at games like Star Citizen and stuff like they're just forever in dev, right? And you often you
Yeah.
lose your market, right? Other games come out, people move to that, the hype dies, and
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
you know what I mean? So there's a fine line between
I mean, there's also the risk at that point that internally the passion dies and just nobody working on it cares anymore.
100%, like 100%. Because then people get offered opportunities for other projects, or just like, fuck, I've been working on the same thing for 7 years or something, and you're like, Jesus, it's like
Yeah.
I want to do something else with my life, or just want to make a different game, like you know what I mean? It's just not everyone wants to make the same game for 7 years, like
The well has run dry. Just like
yeah, man, literally. So, all right, let's do this IK shit. Because I don't know, I think it's cool. Like I've always like envisioned like a studio that doesn't just do the same game. Like I think it'd be cool to do different types, just for your own personal, just for like interest, like right. Like the hope is like one day like Hold and Sleeve, does well, and we could work on different projects and shit.
I was chatting to Dada, I think last night after you went off, about what the project after SPP is, and he was saying he really wants to be involved in like a really awesome story game.
Yeah, I think something just away from open world. Like I just don't.
But what
just
would
completely
be
different.
What would be sick about that as well? Because I think at this point we're setting almost like a hits ethos of breaking the boundaries wherever we do the work. Or at least you guys are. Of trying to hit that holy grail for a story game where your actions legitimately affect the way the world sees you and NPCs see you and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be mad.
Yeah, I think it's just as long as we just try to do something that's not been done, right? Like I think that's very much like you said, the ethos of Hold and Sleeve. Like it's just what the fuck is everyone like? Why hasn't this been made yet? And we're like, we'll do it.
Like we haven't made it.
We've got 3 years unpaid, but eventually be like, oh, thanks guys. So we got you.
They all said it couldn't be done. Well, we had no sanity left to begin with, so you've got nothing left to lose.
No money, and we went ahead and did it.
We are putting you industry professionals to shame.
What would be your dream game to work on?
Mine?
Yeah. Other than STORROR PARKOUR PRO, of course.
I mean, you say that as if it's a joke, but it legitimately was. Like, I tried making my own parkour games. Sorry. When I was in sixth form. That's why I knew Unreal when I joined you guys, because I'd already learned it to try and make my own system. That was very similar to not naming names goes to someone.
Yeah, the thing is with SPP, like only STORROR could have done it, right? Like I genuinely believe that. They're the only people in parkour that can make a game. Yeah, I genuinely I don't see anyone else that could do it, right?
I think if they had the resources that STORROR does, Motus could have done as well.
Nah, they ain't. I don't think so, because they're not. Just because the reason why STORROR have spent so long understanding their audience, understanding the people, and more than anything, understanding their brand as a parkour group, right? And beyond anything else, they are the one parkour brand that's bigger than parkour. Like they are more than just parkour. Like you know what I mean? They're designers, creatives. Like they're not just guys who climb walls, right? Or do parkour. Like each one of them has skills beyond parkour, and like. And don't get me wrong, the parkour community is super talented the same way, like editors and everything, but these guys have spent so long understanding their brand and what they're good at. And to have also a team that's so like big enough to have such diversity in that talent pool, where it's like just no one else has that. I just don't think so. They're also like we're saying the same thing to that. They're one of the few parkour brands with like actual like legitimacy to them. Like they've done big projects, they've produced works.
They're tried and tested. They've proven.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like they've done their shit, and you know they've proven to people that when they put their mind to it, they do create. That's why people can trust to back them, because they know they're not going to settle for a shit product. You know, whether it's the clothes, whether it's whatever. You know what I mean? It's like
fair. But yeah, okay. In that case, then, all right. Given that I've made it onto SPP, so that's one dream ticked. It probably would be some sort of open world narrative game where, like, your actions, like, really do truly change the way you're perceived in the world by the NPCs. But not just like different choices can you give you different endings, and then once that cinematic ending's played out, you go in the world and everyone treats you the same. Like, it legitimately changed. So every single every single playthrough would be unique because NPCs would treat you differently and procedural and things like that.
interest with that, right? Those games sound really cool to me, but I've always found the toughest thing with them is actually having a narrative that is interesting enough to have that loop for, because most is like there's so many overused narratives of like you're in the medieval times or you're in the thingy and you're a ninja or you're a whatever, and it's like the thing it's like, well, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, but I kill people, right? Like, you know what I mean? I stab and I shoot and I do whatever. Like, you know, there's only like, you know what I mean? Like, it's finite, it's infinite theoretically, but it's finite in terms of the narrative and the story, right? But how could you get a game that the narrative of the game is so unique in that each time you play it, it's a different game, right? Like, that is the crux, I guess. Like, what's the game?
100%. It's almost an impossible chat, probably.
Yeah,
but
you know what I mean?
That's that sort of shit I'd love to work on. I'd love to be involved in something like that, though.
Oh yeah, 100. 100, man.
Okay, so right, I can mark up.
Let me do like a little 0.2 blending time.
About 3 minutes.
Blend out of 1. Control.
When you do a trick off an end or a jump, can it go forward? When you do a trick off.
When you do a trick off
I'm sorry, I'm not sure what you mean.
When you do a trick off the end of a jump, can it go forward? I have no fucking clue what that means.
Do you mean like you land from one and immediately do another and keep moving forwards? Oh, forward momentum reset. That's kind of what Dado's doing. We want it to, if you do an animation and you never fall prey to gravity, if you're leaving the ground and ending same height and everything, and you're never falling prey to gravity, the mocap will play out because then it just looks better. But if it's something like this where you're coming off of an edge and you hit the point where like we now need to take physics into account, yeah, we want momentum to be preserved and gravity to kick in and stuff. That's what Dado's working on at the moment.
With that as well, just to add on to that, sorry to interrupt. It actually does now. It does it in a clever way. Like, so if you do a speed step from like a walk pace, right? What you'll actually notice is as you keep doing speed steps, your speed increases, right? Because you exit a speed step at whatever speed, right? And then if you match it again into the next speed step, we're gonna look for a speed step that takes place at a faster speed, right? Because you're like, imagine so we do like, it's called like, we do distance match and speed match. They're different matching, right? To pick the animation based on like your speed, your velocity, how high you want to do, all these different contexts. So say I enter my speed step A, moving at 2-3 miles per hour, right? And then I exit speed step A, moving at 6 miles or 10 miles per hour, whatever. 10 miles I'm flying, but yeah, just whatever. Or like exit at 200 centimeters a second and then exit at 400 centimeters a second, right? Then speed step B, if I trigger that to go straight into the next one, given a threshold of maybe like 50 to 100 centimeters a second, will need to naturally be faster, right? Because of the entry speed of it. So you'll do speed step B it'll be a quicker speed step B, and because the way the speed step actually accelerates through the end, right? So this will keep going, right? This will actually increase. Like, I don't know if you noticed yesterday when I did a series of speed steps, the speed increased each time, and it became that I then reached a sort of maximum velocity, right, of my speed step. And I was then just flying between. It would just be like right one, left one, right one, left one, right one, left one, because it was like I like sped up because of the natural like acceleration of the animations and the character and the animations I'm picking. So you can either speed step out of it, increase your speed through a spin, and then do a faster one after, right? Preserve your momentum that way. You can do quick movements one after the other, and your natural acceleration out of those movements will allow you to speed up in that. So like it's like a cascading effect, right? Like you'll speed up, the end of that one will be faster, so you'll pick one that's faster, and then you'll keep doing that. Theoretically up until as fast as we have an animation going, right? Because if we don't have an animation where he's moving fucking like 1,000 miles per hour into a speed step, it's like, okay, you probably can't speed step that fast because you'll just slam into the wall. But to an animation that we actually find, right? Like if you keep accelerating theoretically through the speed step speeds, you'll just keep accelerating until you reach your terminal, and then you're just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing those quick speed steps.
Okay, it's fair.
I mean, I can show you now. Let me jump in that level.
You just want an excuse to play the game.
No. This is honestly just to answer that tiny small question. I also need to go into this level anyway. Oh, perfect. So if you see now, Maroto, I don't know if you can see my screen.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, I'm bottom left on the thing. So I don't know if you notice. So if I do a speed step over this thing, or I don't do a speed step over this thing, I like accelerate slightly. It's really. I mean, it's like it's subtle because like I was jogging into it anyway.
But if you got
like,
enough of them in a row, it would start stacking.
So if you notice, if I like walk or jog slowly into this, so that was a pretty slow one. Oh,
I mean, even there,
okay.
just between those two, you saw it a little bit.
Just the two, you see the speed up, right? So that if I just do a slow speed step, or don't do a speed step at all, there you go. So you can see there by the third one, it became harder to chain it, right? Because I was moving quicker, so I had less time to input it. And so if I can try and get like a, so these slower ones, right? There you go. And so now I've just hit like a bunch of. So like there, you have like a couple speed up or slow down depending on what it picks. But like if you see like there was a period where it naturally wants to accelerate because of the thing. Yeah.
That's cool though.
Yeah. Theoretically, yeah, if you could create animations procedurally, right? Or if you could create animations procedurally.
Which that's actually something I'm playing around with in the background. I haven't been able to the last couple of weeks because we've been crunching so hard.
Yeah.
But I actually think that's possible.
No, it is. It is. It's very much so. That's what like Daniel Gordon and those motion matching guys do in order to have such a big database of animations, because you can't mocap everything, right?
Yeah.
So if you could procedurally create an animation for any given speed, any given height, right? Then theoretically you could have infinite acceleration and momentum at that point. It would just keep getting faster. If you were able to chain it. But then naturally you'd get the case of like, I'm moving so quick, like I need to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should only, like realistically, that's the beauty of mocapped animation, right? Because it is perfectly aligned with just
what you're
like
actually
we said,
physically capable
what we're
of.
actually doing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I really don't like it.
Fuck.
It's the back. It's just fucking the hip don't tilt. When the hip tilts, this spine as well. Maybe I need to add it as like a.
Six. This is fucked.
So for your dream game, would you
Oh,
say
yeah.
would it be like an indie game vibe, or would you want a big AAA project though?
Do you know what? I don't know. Because I will admit, like, I love a style. Just like, if you pick like an artistic style, like an aesthetic style, and you really just like go 100% on it, I love that. Which does tend to happen more in indie stuff.
You just do what, sorry?
Like, if you pick a style, like an art style, and really just go 100 on it. I love shit like that. Like, just give me a style. But that happens a lot more in indie projects than in AAA. So,
because with AAA, then you get
guess
some bureaucracy in there, right? You start having like deadlines,
yeah,
money, and all that shit. Like,
yeah.
unless
And
you're renowned enough to be able to just do the fuck you want.
yeah, and I feel like I don't know the pressures and deadlines and stuff that come with a AAA project sort of inhibit reaching that holy grail of like truly getting the world to react.
100%.
So
I still don't think we could ever have done any of this if we hadn't the deadlines of the AAA, because we would have had to produce something by now, right? They'd be like, well, we need like money, well, you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, we're okay being broke for however many years it takes, but you
well,
can't expect the same of.
I don't know how you two are doing it. I've got a job. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know how you two are living off SPP.
we're not. Living is a different. We're scrounging by.
I think a lot of like, not to big you two up too much on the stream, but I think a lot of the backers and viewers don't realize quite how much you two have got committed in this. Like everyone on the hits has got a lot committed in this anyway, but you two are committed on a different level.
Just believe in the project, you know what I mean? Like,
shows in the work though. That's why the work comes out so good. That's why you're so like the passion for it comes through in the quality. I fucking got it. Yeah, sorry, I've been fighting this IK for a while. But yeah,
yeah, no, it's yeah. But it's like when you have a, I don't know, me and Dad talk about it a lot, right? We're quite transparent in that sense to each other and just in general about. It's not that we both question why we do it, but it's like it's nice to discuss when you're in the same boat with someone, right? We talk about it, and same with you. We all talk about it, like really not being driven or motivated by the money in that sense. I mean, I was doing rugby, right, twice a week to like help myself survive, basically, like, you know, whilst I was, and not just, you know, like live off baked beans. And, you know, probably like now that's having to stop because of my head. Probably have to get like the odd weekend job or something. But I'd be like everyone, like, you know, we work more than an average job, right? No one ever does 8 hours, right? Like, I mean, today we did a 6-hour stream, and then plus the 2 hours that we don't stream, and then we'll be on till 6 again today. And it's like, yeah, you know. But when when you're trying to create something crazy or something really that breaks the mold a bit, and you're passionate about the project, you know, it's worth it, I think.
I mean, it's the only way you're going to survive those sort of work days if you're passionate about it. Never going to make it through otherwise.
100%. It'll all be worth it one day, I think.
100%. How was it you got into hits and SPP anyway? Did you apply or did you get headhunted?
Nah, I didn't get headhunted. I just sort of shot a message. I saw like on the STORROR page, like, we want like a poly thing, and I was like, I didn't know game dev before this. Generous God, didn't even code in C++. zero
Wait,
C++
really?
knowledge. Zero C. I'd never touched C++.
Holy shit.
Never touched game dev. And I'd used Unreal a bit, right?
Mm.
Or was that even after? No, it was before. Yeah, so I'd used Unreal a bit, right? Because I just thought it was cool. And so yeah, I'd used Unreal a bit. I was like, yeah, it looks pretty cool. So I was learning that. I made like a VR simulation for my third year project. And then yeah, I remember seeing it. I was like, I'd applied super late. I never really, because in my head, I was just gonna, the guy I interviewed, his name Adam, he owns like a VR company. And so like he like makes simulations for like airlines and stuff. So I was like, I did my third year project on making a
Okay.
training thing. So I was like, in my head, I was like, I could always just, go intern with him, work as a junior dev with him. Or like, I was good at, like Python and, like your machine learning, AI programming, and all that. I was quite good at that. So I was always able to, like, I was in my head, I was always, probably would have been not to like be like, oh, I'm gonna get a great job, but like, I think I would have been able to like, go into the corporate world and get a decent software engineering role.
You had that good foundation for it. Like,
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, and
yeah.
I was quite good at blagging in interviews. Like, I was never had issues in that sense. But man, it just wasn't. Yeah, it just wasn't. I don't think it was for me. That whole making stuff that I just didn't find cool. So the VR thing, I was like head with that. So I went with Unreal and just saw it. I was like, let's just apply. Like, super. It was like I'd seen the post. I'd be like, whatever. I'm not game dev. Just ignore that. I have no skills in that. And then I remember seeing it, and again one time I was like, you know what? Let me just see. Like, why not? I'll just apply for this, like, for the sake of it. It's like a throwaway one. I got an email back. We just had a chat for like 2-3 hours, and then Dado went off to pick up. He forgot to pick up his kid, and she had like come home already. And then I could hear her come into that. I was still on the call, by the way, at this time. And he was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go quickly." The most Dado thing, right? He like runs out mid like chat, because the whole time we were just talking, right? It wasn't really like, what's your technical skills? Because I was straight up. I was like, I mean, he saw I sent him the little bit I did for my third year project, and so he knew like what, because I hadn't even like finished it, right? I was still working on it, so I sent him that, and I was like, okay, like this is like a third way done. Like, I've done a little bit of Unreal. I don't really know much, like, to be honest. But then obviously his like what he was looking for as well wasn't just someone that could make a game in that sense, but we're looking a lot of like AI, motion matching, that kind of stuff. And that knowledge, I had a lot of knowledge on like reinforcement learning, different AI methods, like all that kind of stuff. So that in there was quite strong, I'd say, probably. But yeah, we just chatted for about 2-3 hours. He went to pick up his kid. His kid came over. He came over, we had a laugh about that. Chat again, and then he was like, "Yeah, we'll catch you in a bit," and then just came from there.
Rest was history.
Yeah, bro. And in my head, it's so funny because I remember thinking, "Oh yeah, we'll get the funding, and then in April I'll start, and I'll be in an office." And it just didn't work. It didn't work. But like, I wouldn't change it for the world. Like, the way it's worked out has been so cool. Like, I've learned more like this last year and a half now than I did in my entire degree, or I think I would have in any job ever. So
100%. The amount of shit I've learned in the last, I suppose it's nearly been a year now.
yeah,
Actually been working on this. Yeah, the amount of stuff I've learned in the last year has been obscene.
yeah, man, it's crazy. But you really do it. Like, once you start doing, it just starts ticking. Like, it just starts coming together and clicking, and everything just makes a hell of a lot of sense, basically. This fucking thing. It's this. Why won't you rotate?
Setting IK rules sucks.
It doesn't need settings, motherfucker. Like, it's the root. It doesn't make a difference. This. You know what I want to do? I want to go to it and work back.
That
Make I don't think he's there. So.
He is. I can see him on the camera.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay.
Eh?
Eh?
So that was half of it.
That's right. So, do you reckon you're going to be able to have give the option to manually set the climax and have it override the OK and everything? Because to get the
yeah.
climax in the right spot for the dash vaults, I'm basically having to set the IK range like super high and then control it with the IK in and out keys. And I don't think it's a good way of doing it. I think it's going to cause problems.
Because then is yeah, we got an IK going on forever, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of like really fiddly work playing with the numbers, and I don't think it's a good way of doing it.
I think the IK should be correct.
Yeah, because the weird thing is, like, I'm having to push back the climax by making the IK last longer. Like, I'm almost having to force it to last longer.
Yeah, no, that is the wrong thing to do because then it will be weird anyway.
Because to get the dash vault to blend nicely, I've found that you kind of want it around this part of the curve. Like, it's quite far into the fall, to be fair, for it to blend nicely.
Yeah. Yeah, because see, that was I was saying about the dash vault. They were probably the trickiest one because when it starts to fall is when it basically has already bumped into the wall, and then that is where it really, it's really safe to fall.
But
when
you do get it, when we do get it to work, it does look quite good. Like, because it so naturally moves into that leaning forward motion.
Yeah.
Out of the jump. But it's an absolute nightmare the way I'm having to manipulate the IK curve.
Yeah.
Do you want me to do speed steps because they'll fit probably quite similarly to cat bars, and I'll leave the dash shots for now.
Whatever David needed, I don't know what.
No, I just need the IK curves. Really, I was gonna say lazy balls because I found that we don't have much coverage of that. But other than that, I don't need anything in particular. Sorry, I'm just gonna work with it.
I'll do the IK and the lazies, and then go on to
no, not even the IK. Just we need a lazy ball animations. The coverage is just next to none.
Oh, I don't know how many there are.
Oh, okay. That's them. Other than that, yeah. I mean, I guess IK wise, we work our way through the cat passes, and then
unless we switch out the lazy for thieves, because we've got a ton of thieves and they're very similar movements.
What's a thief and what's a
so
thief again?
Lazy starts with 2 hands on the wall. Your legs swing over. One hand comes off to legs.
Yeah, I know what a thief is now.
And thief starts with one and finishes with 2.
Finishes in 2. Yeah, got you.
Yeah, it's like a speed dash in one.
Yeah, I remember this now.
But we've got a ton of thief
coverage. Let's swap the thief pass for the lazy. Actually, you know what? Let's. We need to talk with Drew about it. I would just put them all together and do, thief lazy.
Yeah. Could do.
Yeah.
I mean, could do like for now.
Make thieves lazies for now. Yeah, if you got loads of them.
Can I re-elaborate by type, or is that button broke?
No, just keep it as they are, right? I will just reassign the control to when you do the lazy one, it will also do the thief, right?
Oh, okay. Alright. In that case, then I'll do the I'll do the speed steps for now then, because they don't need touching.
Yeah.
Oh, me. And I think they'll work quite easily with climax and stuff.
Yeah, this speed step should be relatively similar to the cat passes. And yeah, I'd like to I'd like to eventually level up the feet where the hand is. So
No, that logic's actually what's it called? We can do that. That's actually wouldn't be too hard to add. When I get this IK rig right, yeah, if I have time, I'm actually gonna do that. Because I want the upper body looking right first, and then I can sort the lower. But I think it's similar logic, right? Because you can expose the foot thing a
yeah,
bit. My only fear is that we might need to be just as hyper precise with it in terms of the rig to not make any weird knee rotating inside itself shit.
yeah.
Ah, I need to playtest that one. One. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful, right?
Yeah, but in this speed step, he taps his foot on the wall, and it slows. Like, it's really bad. As he comes up, that foot stays on the wall, and it carries him over before he propels off. But with the climax, his foot's still connected to the wall.
Yeah.
So really, it needs to be like that. Cheers. So the IK needs to be longer. Let's go 315.
Yeah, but you can remove the AK because the AK is absolutely perfect there, right? Because otherwise you will have the hands are
Yeah.
still on the wall, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I'll mark this one down and go on to the next one. Because this might need the manual climax setting.
Ooh, interesting. So
I'll be back in a sec.
ooh. Maybe that's why I need to be doing like that. There we go. That seems like it actually. So the head go strength off. No, at least it gives me some of these settings in the. If I disconnect you,
That's another one. Yeah, so any speed step where he taps the wall, his foot is having the same problem as the dashes.
Yeah.
oh, that does it though. That makes a difference because now.
Which is a lot of.
Yeah, probably speed step.
I was thinking it's going to be like just sort of flying over and tapping it with his hand, but that's just like a speed. That's the normal speed, not a speed step. Yeah, these are all going to have that problem. Let's have a look at the reverse faults.
Let's tweak. Let's save this first of all because it's actually okay. Let's.
Oh, of course. The first fucking reverse foot I looked at was all janked up. Because he basically spins into a speed step. Should that be marked as a speed step, actually, rather than a reverse?
I don't know.
Like he does a 360 into a step.
Yeah.
You see?
I shall play in talk.
That's the reverse fall. Oh, that's a speed step,
yeah.
I think. That's a
See,
speed step.
Originally,
That's
I
a
marked it as a
speed-
reverse because of the 360.
Nah,
But looking at
that's
the
a speed
curves and the
step.
climax.
He does a speed step, yeah. In terms of
Yeah.
what he does over the wall, it's a speed step, right? So
Right, I'll rename that. But that's
it's
gonna.
easy as hell.
But that's weird though, because that input's not gonna fit if you're just flicking right and doing
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It should be like that's a tricky move to get to have an input, right? Like a 360 jump into a speed step.
Well, that'd be like a 3. So you do like the reverse with the analog stick,
Like a
and then
reverse
an
fold,
extra
and then you
flick.
do a speed step, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
like a
reverse extra
reverse
flick.
fold, tap flick of that, and then a flick right, and then
Should I
maybe we
just-
do the
Should I just tag this as inactive?
Yeah.
Do I have to
I
elaborate?
still think it's a speed step though. Like I think have it as a speed step for now, right? Because it's a cool ass animation, right? If someone does it in game, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
What, and leave it
That
tagged as
input's
active, you reckon?
actually incorrect.
Dad, I know what you're saying. Should I tag it as active as a speed step or no?
Well, that's
Well,
really active.
Should we just really fuck with them and put it as a cat pass?
Well, not as a cat blast.
Funny though.
Oh, I need some drugs. The
Nani?
good drugs. Not the bad drugs. Are there any good drugs? Or are there any bad drugs? That's the question.
Depends on
What is
your
it?
definition of good and bad.
Yeah.
Honestly, it depends on the day.
So true. Depends on the person. Ooh, it's there, but it's not there. Better though. Maybe, okay, let me debug this IK node, because maybe I need to fix that. Radius of like 10.
I think the reverse faults need it as well.
Dude, what?
I think the reverse faults need the manual climax setting as well.
There you go. I mean, you're gonna have to go through every animation anyway.
I'm happy to do it. Like, I'm happy to go through them and manually tag them. I just don't want to have to fight the IK government.
Well, set
Ooh.
the IK correctly, and then we do the climax. Yeah.
So you just want me to go through and we'll make sure the IK cabs are right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty okay, right?
So do you not think that's a bit steep?
Or
That's way too steep. There's not enough frames in
the
that.
short, right?
I mean,
So shouldn't
it is right
stay a
though.
little bit longer?
So it should be active, like with that one there.
Ah.
I might be fucking
Can you
rough.
For another few.
can you remove the root motion for a second? What is it? Yeah, that should still be on the wall, right? Yeah, that should start.
No,
That's
I mean
definitely still on, yeah.
this frame. No, look, it starts drifting. This frame
Yeah,
where it's off, it starts drifting out. It's not connected to
yeah,
the
but that's
wall anymore.
fine, right? But we have to anticipate that the wall could be like discrepancy. So we also have like a last ditch point. Like we like think of like having a bit of like a tread tail over, right? So going in especially needs to be more frames. So going in, I'd say when your hand starts to make the movement towards planting on the wall. So
here.
even earlier, like there, like yeah, like when we're making to, because like theoretically, right, the movement should be towards the IK point, right? Right, because the IK point will be set, right? You'll know somewhere at the wall height you want to go, right? So now the movement where I push my hand forward should, because then what you'll get eventually, if it happens too late in the movement of pushing my hand forward, my hand will go forward and then rise up, which is wrong. So it should be
Right, okay.
even earlier. I can't like a little.
No, Gans,
Oh
be
no, that's
careful.
before takeoff.
You're setting both IKs. You only need the right hand.
Oh.
Right?
Yep, sorry, that was habit. So what, you reckon like back here?
Wait, sorry, keep going. So I just need to see the context of the. So he goes, and then yeah, just a little bit further back. Sort of like where it is. If you just go like a frame or two forward, keep going. Yeah, there, right, like there. You know, where it is probably right, like there, right, like there or the frame before that. Would I'd say it would be pretty good. And then
There?
if you go back, so let's see when it actually. So you're planting, it starts to come away from the wall.
Back here.
So if you then give it like 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, something like there, right? Like there. At that point, you know, you've reversed away. We want our hands to be now back towards where our character is, right? And in between there, we want a bit of work, like bluff. If the line is still quite sharp, right? We can have more. We can extend that out, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because the worst case scenario look like the left hand just drags behind a little bit, which is fine. Ooh, yeah,
Bumps annoying.
that annoying bump. Yeah, I mean, just
Something
delete
is-
that. For him.
What do you reckon that bumps from?
Yeah, I got that sometimes. I had to just delete. I just delete that keyframe, that key.
Yeah, but
save
the
an
problem is
animation.
it's going to come back every time you re-elaborate it, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
That one probably.
It's this little dip where it falls back into the range.
Yeah, try to be more aggressive with the. Yeah, with those two numbers, right? Probably 300 is a little bit too generous.
Do you reckon clip it just below this lower one, so like 240? Right, but then we're going to lose all of this.
No, just do like, I don't know, 240, something like that. Because that is the outer limit, so, but we overriding the outer limit, so that should be okay. As long as it keeps the keyframes there, it's gonna be okay, right? In fact, with the outer limit that are completely set, you don't even need that number, to be honest. But
yeah, that was spot on. Okay, so yeah, you're still getting that bump.
Right. Oh, you know what?
Well, because it's similar to the dash, it needs to be deeper into the.
No, but also because it's rotating, right? See, this is even trickier because you basically
Oh my god, reverse.
Yeah, so he's rotating there, right? And
There's
then
definitely, but there's a Z. Yeah, but that's a Z pop as well.
Oh yeah, there is
I'm
also
sure.
yeah.
I mean, it is speeding up the rotation a little bit, which looks a little bit weird. But
Yeah.
I hear that is pretty good. Or is it just going at 1? There's no IK active.
no, there's no IK active.
Oh, okay, so let's no worries, ignore myself. Yeah, to be fair, it's gonna be shit anyway until I fix the rig.
Well, if I do it with the J-Force on, it tries like IKing to the floor underneath and gets wrapped up in the
Yeah,
ball.
ignore that. Yeah, ignore that.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah, this climax here, I think similar to the dash faults, rather than being at the top here, it needs to be like there-ish. It needs to be quite deep into the fall.
Yeah.
Plus, reverse fault's a bit of a weird motion because you're retaining quite a lot of the height even after coming off the wall before you start, just because of like the angle you're going into it at. It's kind of a weird motion.
Mm.
You're not going like immediately into the fall coming off the wall. You're sort of kind of like arcing up off of it.
Well, that's the thing, right? So some motions, right, you will actually increase your launch off of the wall, right? So you have theoretically a new climax won't be on when you're on top of the wall. Like you might launch off the wall. I think there's a speed step where he sort of like steps onto the wall and steps off.
He like ejects from it, doesn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And so you get like an additive, like launch impulse. Can anybody kill me?
You're right.
Yeah, cool. Sorry. That one's pretty good.
No, you just keep saying that. Everything's got a shit. I need drugs. Can anybody kill me? Like, you're right.
Subliminal, I'm trying to tell you guys something.
Well done for dash rolls. Alright. Sorted the okay out with someone.
Fucking hand. What the fuck is it doing? Oh, reaching. So if you know what I'm gonna do, something.
I think I'm gonna kill the stream.
Nice. Ooh.
It's been fun. It's been emotional. Thank you for joining us, folks. How long have we been going for now? Yeah, nearly 3 hours. It's not bad. She'll catch you at the next one. Peace.
Are you ending the stream?
Yes.